I haven't been to the Moremi or Kubu Island in 11 years. I've never been to Savuti or Chobe, so this is bound to be an interesting trip. I'm Christoph, welcome to Get Out Go. Join me as I go camping in Botswana.
Continue straight.
It's been more than a year since we've been to Botswana thanks to the pandemic. Ryan, Ed and I crossed the Limpopo again for an exciting new adventure. Our first stop of the trip is Khama Rhino Sanctuary, a 6.5-hour drive from Johannesburg. This is only a one-night stopover, so I'll show you around a bit more on our way back. You can also have a look at previous episodes to see more of Carmo. I always enjoy my stays at Khama Rhino Sanctuary, but of late it seems every time we get there the maintenance is just getting worse and worse. Not to be too negative, we'll talk a little bit about that later in the video. Now it was on to Khumaga. The previous visit there wasn't that great either, so yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing what that looks like now. This is the first leg of our trip really, a 3-hour 45 minutes drive to Khumaga camp in the Makgadikgadi National Park. Entering the Makgadikgadi National Park through the Khumaga entrance means crossing the Boteti River. In the dry season, this just means driving through it. When it's in flood though, this is a little different. As the Boteti's in flood, we have to use the ferry. It's a little dodgy, but gets the job done. It's 150 pula per vehicle one way to use the ferry. Quite steep, but an interesting experience. It's late afternoon and camp isn't very busy. We eagerly head out for an afternoon game drive as we're only spending one night here. The river drive is a lot different to the last time. Early morning sees us heading out again.
So back to
next up was Mount to refuel, restock and pay park fees. I actually had a good stay at Khumaga. The last time we had loads of livestock in the camp and around the Pateti River. I'm not talking 1 or 2 cows, we're talking 300 head of cattle, donkeys, horses, goats, you name it. This time, because of the high water levels and the fact that they put up a high fence, we had none of that. Had great evenings, we saw a lot of game, really nice stay at Khumaga. Now though, it's on to the Moremi. We're on our way to Southgate, a 3-hour drive to the Moremi. As I mentioned, we're stopping at Mount first though. So unbeknownst to us, Monday was a public holiday when we were supposed to pay the park fees. So we had to go to Southgate, camp there for the night and drive back to Mount the next day to pay the park fees. So be careful, have a look at the calendar. The Department of Wildlife and National Parks are not open on public holidays. I know there must be some reason, some objective truth. Some semblance of hope, or at least something to hold on to. We have a 2-day stay at Southgate thanks to the mountain mishap. Quite a nice campsite, although this is my 4th cold shower in as many days. We take it easy as we're a little tired from all the driving. We're heading out again tomorrow to Khwai.
Wood is proper.
We just left South Camp. The ablutions need some work. We had no hot water in most of them, and they could be a bit cleaner. Other than that, we had a great stay. We were the only people in camp, and the bird life is amazing. So yeah, with a little few basic things, it'd be a really nice campsite. We take the scenic route to SKL Khwai through the park, a 2-hour drive. We've heard reports of lots of water in the Moremi, so we're not sure what to expect. No water on the way, and we set up camp after an easy drive. First impression of this camp is that it's really wild. The evenings are no different. We've arrived at Khwai, and I must say I really like these campsites. It's truly bush campsites. There are elephants everywhere. We had a leopard at night, so yeah, really nice campsites. We aired down some more for the thick sand, keen to get out for our first game drive.
Staring at this hole in the sky, see I keep wasting my time wondering of all the places I could be. I am not who I was in the dreams we dare to dream when we are young. One day we wake up and we become something different. We are the sums of our decisions, fruit of our ambitions, a grain of sand, drop in the ocean. Oh, what a trying notion. Lately these days I can't help but getting this feeling I am sinking, and the ground beneath my feet is starting to believe me. See, I try to run, but I don't know how. My thoughts are made of doubt, and the silence steals the words from my mouth. I guess I have not been myself for some while now.
Really enjoying the campsites at Khwai. We're going for another game drive. We haven't seen much game. I think it's primarily because of the high water levels. We did see some lion and the usual sort of plains game, so yeah, let's see what we can see out there. What there's no shortage of is water. We're not getting anywhere close to the river. A number of bridges have been damaged due to the floods, so this makes for some creative driving. Not a lot of hides in the area, and the one at Hippo Pools is fairly dilapidated. As the name suggests, you'll definitely get to see some hippos here though. So last day at Khwai, had a really good stay. I like the campsites. We haven't seen much game because we haven't been able to get anywhere close to the river. Ryan and Ed did spot some wild dogs. Unfortunately, I wasn't with them at the time. The SKL staff, brilliant. We've had nothing but great service. And tomorrow we're on to Savuti.
Me, wake the morning, ever after, day reborn, and oh, we're taking the high road. I'm setting the sun, I'm ready to run, I'm walking a tightrope.
Savuti is a 3-hour drive via the Makwee Gate.
Taking the high road.
Another early morning game drive exploring the area. We're also joined by our mate Mark for the rest of the trip. Savuti is quite a contrast to Khwai. Lots of open grassy savanna adjoining some marshy areas. This was my first time to Savuti, and I must say there are exceptional campsites. Watch out for the campsite review coming soon. We had hyenas in camp every night, so be careful of those. Don't leave any of your food or garbage out. We had elephants coming through the camp the whole time. Interesting enough though, we didn't see much game outside the camp, but that definitely still didn't detract from the experience.
Stones we carry, clothes we lived in, all the tales we will tell our children. Oh, we're taking the high road. Lay beside me, wake the morning, ever after, day reborn in.
Our second day at Savuti, I haven't seen much wildlife. Bird life is great, especially in and around camp, but yeah, I haven't seen anything outside of camp really, aside from the usual impala. We had a hyena in camp again last night. We heard lions yesterday, but yeah, I haven't seen anything. The distance between fuel stops Mount Nyakasani is around 400 kilometers. This combined with thick sand and lots of game drives means carrying extra fuel over and above my long-range tank.
Nice and full. Should be.
Let's make an extended one like this.
How many? 66.
Our next stop was at Chobe Safari Lodge, Nyakasani. Very different to the other campsites, as this had power and water, and you're right next to Kasani, so there's access to shops and washing services and all of that. It's right on the Chobe River, so that gave us access to Chobe National Park, which was amazing. The drive from Savuti to Kasani is around 4 hours of slow going. Savuti, we're on our way to Chobe Safari Lodge. Lots of thick sand, slow going. We've got about 2 hours to go. See you in Chobe. Chobe Safari Lodge provides for some great shaded campsites. It's right on the Chobe River, which is great. The next day would bring one of my favorite experiences of this trip. A boat ride into Chobe National Park.
At the moment we're heading east from the Chobe River, just waiting for the
Our next stopover would be Elephant Sands in Nata on our way to the Makgadikgadi. I must say this boat trip on the Chobe was absolutely amazing and will definitely be a highlight for me of this trip. Next stop is Kubu Island, which I was really excited about because I haven't seen it in 11 years. Elephant Sands is another 3 hours drive, all of it tar. The campsites are nothing special, but seeing so many elephants this close definitely makes it a worthwhile stopover. Had quite an easy drive from Chobe Safari Lodge to Elephant Sand yesterday. Spent just a one-nighter here, but well worth it. Saw lots of elephants. Had an easy evening. We went to the restaurant, didn't make any food ourselves, and now we're on to Nata and ultimately Kubu Island. Looking forward to that one. Haven't been in about 10-11 years, so let's see. It's a 4-hour drive to Kubu, the last 100 kilometers dirt. We air down again, happy to hit the dirt. The drive is a mix of open savanna and pans and some really thick bush, so expect some additional pinstripes. Also be careful of oncoming traffic, it's a single track. The last stretch takes you across the pans, stay on the tracks. The campsites at Kubu are very basic, you need to be self-sufficient. The views, however, are out of this world. Kubu Island certainly does not disappoint. It has this mystical, magical, eerie feeling about it that's second to none. Really great stay. The campsites are amazing, albeit basic, but the views, the stargazing, truly an amazing place. The next stretch is back to Khama Rhino Sanctuary, a 3-hour drive. We're staying here 2 nights as we have to wait for our COVID test results before we enter South Africa again. As I mentioned, the campsites and ablutions need work, but the wildlife makes up for this in spades.
This horizon, it's shining. Seems the daylight knows this is our time now. Where we're going, these dreams we're holding. Oh, and now we know it. All the world is ours to take. You and me will find a way. Oh, the wonder that awaits. Here we are, forever starts today.
trip is definitely one I'm going to remember. Some amazing new places, and I really enjoyed revisiting some old favorites. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, get out there.